Since Kaz had already ported over to 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡 since the last time we played, I had to travel from 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡 to North Corona to get a port. I got a port from 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡, which is a 10 out of 10 reference. If you have not seen The Princess Bride at least once, then what the fuck are you doing with your life? As a child, I was subjected to it quite early. As my little sister is the type who rewatched the same movie hundreds of times. Between The Wizard of Oz, and oddly enough Twister, it's quite easy to see that I was a tormented child, subjected to torture by repetition, and the Backstreet Boys. I called them the butt crack boys, because what type of older brother doesn't torment their younger siblings? Enough about my childhood trauma. After dispatching a tottering gorilla, which nearly ended Kaz, we made our way to the City of Mist. This place has always had an aura of mystery for me. I never knew what this place was going to be like. I've heard of so many people going here, but it felt fresh and interesting. We didn't go right in, instead we met at the zone line of Field of Bone. As I had a favor to ask of Kaz. You see, being a bottom tier, shit shaman, I have yet to buy bat wings. I always forget to get them. So I said, yo, can you do me a favor? I'm never in a place where they are selling bat wings, but I know they sell them here at 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡, can you grab me 2 or 3 stacks? Little did my feeble degenerate mind know. I was in 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡 earlier and they sell bat wings. However, Kaz eagerly did me this favor, because being able to levitate is essential. Finally, I can look somewhat competent. Kaz returned with 6 stacks, and refused to charge me. Let's be honest, they are cheap as fuck. With bat wings at the ready, it was time to head into the City of Mist. We easily made it, thanks to Kaz's sense of direction. I would have fumbled around in Emerald Jungle for a half hour trying to find my way in. I buffed us up, summoned my doggo. We were ready to grab this place by the balls and make it our bitch. While sitting at the entrance, we met Jabba Da Tracker. We killed our first haze golem, and moved deeper inside. Our goal was to establish camp at the stables. Someone was already there, Sanadane. I'd previously done a camp check, but no one replied. So we thought the stables were ours for the taking. Turns out the guy was just AFK, and joined our group. He was a level 46 monk, which was perfect. Our group was shaping up. As we are getting mana and ready to buff, a level 49 shaman joins us, 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡. The last group Kaz and I had been a part of was all the way back in episode 3 in Split Paw. We were excited at the concept of having other people to group with. 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡 told me to be on the lookout for 6 unique scrolls, as I need them for my epic. Jabba instantly became a good person in my book, when he mistook Kaz for a monk. This is the meme that keeps on giving. Unlike herpes, I'm quite fond of it.
Oh Kaz, you're not a monk lol?
Nope. Duo doggos, double the good boy.
Double the cuteness.
Double the turds.
It wasn't long until I ran into my first scroll drop, the Crier's Scroll. The experience, to be frank, was absolutely incredible. I cursed our primitive minds for sticking with Clucky and Dolan for so long. Though of course thinking back, that was the most fun I've had playing the game. Oh listen guys, a little PSA. That wasn't TRP. It was just a couple of thirsty people, killing time. The Ogre vs Ixar debate will go on throughout all of eternity. Now if you want to see some ERP content, I'll show you what it looks like. I just need to spend 1 hour in Goldshire on Moonguard in retail World of Warcraft, and you'll be so disgusted our innocent flirting will seem like child's play. Listen, I've seen shit. If you want to see some traumatizing shit, go there. I dare you, I double fucking dare you. Retail WoW video where I go to Goldshire on Moonguard coming someday. Once Kegs joined the party, we were full to capacity. Peak gamers conquering City of Mist at 9 in the morning. Listen, if you are playing this game, go to City of Mist at level 40, it's just too damn good. Every time I found a questionable item to loot, I asked the other shaman 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡 if this was one of the things. The only downside to having no cleric in your group, is that you are forced to heal with your pathetic level 29 healing spell. When do you get your next healing spell as a shaman? Either at level 51 if you acquire the spell drop from Velius, or 53 if you acquire it from 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡. Healing as a shaman at this level, truly sucks. If shit goes wrong, you can rest assured that your greater healing will amount to you putting a band-aid on a stab wound. Not one of the bigger ones, I'm talking one of those little tiny ones that I hate because they won't wrap around my gigantic fingers. Thankfully 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗡 was there. Together we averted any disasters with our combined effort. See that bitch? Now you got 2 tiny band-aids on your stab wound. Things were going pretty smooth throughout the day. The experience was great and we didn't wipe at all. Then, like all of the times before, a certain someone shows up. A large severed hand can be seen crawling through the area at high speeds, zooming around from left to right. I see the name. Fuck me sideways, it's 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗜𝗢. Oh shit, oh shit. Is he here because things got a little too spicy in 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗜𝗢𝗡? Oh god no. I swear 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗏𝗡 was innocent flirting. Crusades is probably a guy anyway. We were just killing time. Oh no, maybe it was the conversation about ogres and 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡. Why is he here? Am I really going down this time? Did someone report us for our indecency? Oh god, why is he just walking around? Will he ban me? Am I going to EQ jail? 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗏𝗡 in the house, I said nervously.
Scared me.
Me too, Lamau. He traded me 5 bottles of milk and 4 magical cookies. I had no idea what the magical cookies did. Let's just say I wasn't going to touch those with a 10-foot pole. But I'm just curious what they would do if I ate them. I couldn't find them anywhere on the wiki. He gave Kaz, you mad brew. You know, something is telling me that 𝗥𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡 is just a massive troll with GM powers. He gave us illusions once again. I was turned into this imp-like thing, and Kaz was turned into a puma? Yep, that's the usual 𝗥𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡 visit. Next time please turn Kaz into a monk. The day ended uneventfully. Both Kaz and I hit level 44 and called it a day as the group started to dissolve. What a day though. In a single day, City of Mist had become one of my favorite spots in the entire game. Before I logged off for the day, I went to Reunited to deposit the suspicious cookies that 𝗥𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡 gave me. It started like any other day in the Misty City. Kaz and I were at the entrance trying to find a group. We ended up grabbing a monk named 𝗥𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡. Bayaka whispered me, asking if I wanted to make a group at temple since the stables were full. Sure, why not? I didn't like this temple. There was a gaping hole in the pathway, and if you know me well enough, you know I can't resist a gaping hole. Buffing this group was a pain in the ass, because they were all melee. To make matters worse, I was the only one capable of healing. Just as I was nearly done buffing, another warrior named 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 joined us. I would sell my left nut for an enchanter right now. Better yet, a cleric would be amazing.
A healer or support would be good for the last spot.
Would love a healer at temple. 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 left briefly to give me clarity on his enchanter sunships. It was nice that 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 was indeed a friendly face, as we grouped with sunships back in Mistmore. I continued to advertise for a cleric in out-of-character chat, but I wasn't getting a single bite. I was strapped for mana. Making 𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 food because he ran out. If you know this game, you get to enjoy conjuring food. 1 unit of food per cast, fuck my life. Have you ever noticed how these golems Naruto run to you during every encounter? I did, of course I'd notice. After all, I am a weeb. Just as I was about to give up hope that a cleric was going to come in and lift my burden.
NANI?
Buddy! I exclaimed.
How's it going?
Good, just chilling in City of Mist with Kaz. If you're down, we could use your epic cleric skills.
Which camp?
Temple. There he is. Right in front of us the moment I told him we were in temple. I can't express how glad I felt in that moment to finally be reunited with kilf. I'm sure Kaz felt the same way. I mentioned in part 1, playing with these two have been the most fun I've had in MMORPGs since the olden days of WoW. I wish we could play all the time. But sadly, kilf living in another side of the world and having many real-life obligations, it's not always possible. As soon as I got over the shock of his sudden appearance, I invited him into the group.
What's up?
Gilf. Kiss those hugs, Gilf.
𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
The man, the legend. Return of the king.
Kilf shows his rock hard ABS to everyone.
Kilfy.
Man, I miss ya.
Me too, dude. It's been lonely without ya.
I missed you too, guys. There has just been so much stuff going on.
Kiss those jewels over, Gilf.
Oh, that reminds me, I got some stuff in my bag for you. Not sure if it will be of use. But Lilia gave it to me for you.
Not sure who that is, but that is nice of her.
I should preface by saying that at this point the 4th episode had yet to come out. Though it had been nearly a month since we last played together. With primal fury and maximum prejudice for these Naruto-running golems and ghosts, we were crushing City of Mist into the ground. No force of nature would stop this reunion. I summarized our journey for the last few weeks to kilf. The spell color slant dropped, and I rolled a 64, winning the spell, which is worth at least 200 plat.
This is the first time we are actually getting loot. It's great. I'm all excited.
It's the presence of the 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗜𝗢.
Me too, got my dwarf buddy back. We continued our crusade in the mist. Everything was going smoothly. Until half the group went AFK. Barluke pulled too many mobs in the moment. If everyone was at their keyboards we could have handled it. Once kilf went down like a bag of rocks. I knew this pull was cursed as fuck. I tried to take his place, but I only had a bulb and a half of mana, and my heals suck. When Barluke ran, I decided to go for it. Nearly fell for the giant gaping hole in the middle of the room. See guys, I told you. Didn't I tell you? All of us made it out, except those who were AFK. Like Kaz, he was very AFK in this moment. I've come to a theory, that when Kaz is AFK and mobs are either pulled or pop in, death is inevitable. With my 2 friends dead on the floor, it was my responsibility to get their corpses. My heals couldn't save someone with a paper cut, but invisibility sure is useful. Thankfully 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗜𝗢𝗡, who was currently camping in stables, was a high enough level to offer a 50% resurrection, which is better than a swift kick in the balls. Listen people. Always tip your cleric. I carry around 200 to 250 plat around for ports and resing. I say this, because it's common courtesy. Even if they are on the other side of the zone, please tip the cleric that resurrects you, okay? Just a little PSA, because I know for a fact that some people outright refuse to tip, and it's kind of a dick move. Once Kaz and kilf were resurrected, it was time to get back to work. We cleaned house. City of Mist was particularly busy this day. We ran out of mobs to kill on several occasions. Things were going well, until kilf went AFK and a phantom killed him. One day control, someone who joined the group in between an hour of pulling since our last wiped made a dash. Okay shit, second train of the day. I told the party to run it. Do you remember that gaping hole? Well, this time I fell right in it. I tried jumping out, but this thing had its tractor beams on me. It wanted to eat me for lunch. I tried with all of my might to move, but I was phased into the ground. Kaz told me to camp, so I sat down and slammed the camp button. But it was too late. The wraith came back and smacked me so hard I was no longer stuck. By the time I got out of the water it was too late. The wraiths pounded my ass into submission. It took me 12 minutes to find my way back to the City of Mist. Listen, we already know I have a shit sense of direction. Stop looking at me like that. I brought my corpse over to 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗜𝗢𝗡. I got my 50% resurrection, and like a dumbass I didn't cast invisibility on myself to go back to the other side. Instead I pulled all 3 of the haze golems at the front, and died again. Listen, don't look at me like that. Making questionable life choices is my motif at this point. I don't choose to fail, I just do. After dishing out 100 plat to 𝗥𝗘𝗨𝗡𝗜𝗢𝗡, I was about done for the day. Despite dying twice, I made good progress this day towards level 45. Kaz and I were also reunited with kilf, so despite the dying I consider this day a win. I logged in the next day, but I didn't wait for Kaz as it's pretty easy to get a group in City of Mist. I had started working on episode 4, and I was struggling with the script. I was feeling a lot of pressure as nearly every day someone would message me or comment on my channel asking when the next video was going to be out. The group in stables was a good one. It's always nice to have a full group. Kilf was unsure of how long he was going to be online, but I was happy to be gaming with him for the second day in a row. Unfortunately kilf took off not long after I arrived. People were switching in and out of the group. I was wondering if I should stay or wait for Kaz. The group was highly unstable. Eventually it was just old news, Mech Magic and I decided to stick with this group for the moment, as there was always the possibility more people would come. I was hoping Kaz would come online, then I would feel less weird and guilty about playing the game without him. After a few people had come and gone, I decided to log out for the day when I hit level 45. I was at another hell level. Still though, it didn't feel right gaining that level without Kaz by my side. Guilt was pecking at my mind the entire time. It was during this time however, that I was facing the prospect of homelessness because my landlord is an idiot. Pro tip. You don't kick people out who pay on time every month just because you want to sell and renovate the place. My landlord is truly the king of dickheads. Unfortunately, finding a place was difficult due to inflation. But they say in life, it's the people you know. This is not the full story obviously, but I want you to grasp my state of mind. I was feeling pressure in everything I did. Feeling pressure because I wasn't releasing these videos fast enough. Feeling pressure because I made a promise to release a full-length epic but wasn't even close to finishing up recording. Feeling pressure because I wasn't sure if I was going to be on the street in 2 weeks. Spoilers, I didn't end up on the street and everything turned out just fine. I don't exactly like the place I'm living because I'm limited by the content I can do. I've been itching to stream for months now. I want to paint this picture. Because what's to come is going to paint me in a bad light. I'll tell you straight out, I was acting like a complete dick. It showed later in the static group I started that lasted 2 weeks. That footage never made it to light, but I wanted to create a series out of that. I could leave this part of the video out, or skim over it. But this is my adventure, I'm going to show both the good and the bad. Kaz was going through his own ordeal, and I wasn't exactly the most understanding person until he clued me in. I logged in 2 days later on Friday. Thankfully Kaz was able to join me, though he joined about 20 minutes in. We had a really good group this day. People joined off and on, but it was a good day full of good experience. Kaz managed to reach level 45 and I was feeling less guilty about playing without him the other day. It was actually on this day that we discussed putting the static group together. I should inform you that the static group did fail, but it eventually turned into community night. I will definitely be hosting more of those, though not for a few months to come due to the whole classic WoW thing. We made some really good progress for the 4 hours we spent in City of Mist that day. I put a good dent in my hell level, 2 whole bubbles. To be honest, wasn't nearly as bad as level 40. But I think that has more to do with the fact that we weren't leveling in the best place. After this day however, it was quite difficult to get the 2 of us online at the same time. A week after that epic 4-hour session, I logged in by myself again. The pressure was mounting in my life. It was May 6th, and I was supposed to be out next week by May 14th and I didn't have a place lined up. It was also the day episode 4 was set to come out. I honestly struggled writing that script, it took much longer than it should have. With the episode out the door later that day, I felt I had absolutely no choice but to push to get more content out as soon as possible. Listen. People often wonder about my mental well-being due to all the self-deprecating humor. I can say with all seriousness that it is complete satire. I'm okay, I'm always okay. It's hard to believe that. But I feel like I wouldn't be able to make those jokes unless I was okay. I'm extremely comfortable with myself. I do however have a history of cracking under extreme stress. Not a light amount of stress, but ulcer-inducing stress. Stress so heavy I feel sick to my stomach, a pit so large that it's easy to make rash choices I later regret. Everyone has their pitfalls, and that is mine. That and I can't multitask worth a shit. Also I couldn't navigate my way out of a paper bag without someone holding my hand every step of the way. I know this part is becoming heavy. But I want to show you that behind the robot voice is a real person, who often makes questionable life choices. I want to let you know that the rest of this video will be sans Kaz, for the most part at least. I needed to move forward, I wasn't just playing P99 to make content, I was playing it to escape from my problems.
No, stop. Don't go deeper into the rabbit hole. This game isn't the solution to all of your problems. You need to face them head on. Rather than using this as an opportunity to forget about them. People have done that before, and it never works out. Hey, are you listening to me, Athilius? You can't ignore me forever, because I'm...
By this point I had the gear that Lilia had given to me to give to Kilf in the bank for a few weeks. So when I saw that he was online, I figured now was a good time to pass on that gear. I linked all of the stuff I had, and he told me what he needed. I gated back to Field of Bone, and made way to City of Mist. Rather, I fumbled my way to City of Mist. How long did it take me to get there? 25 minutes. This is becoming a meme at this point, and I encourage you to abuse it maliciously. Kilf was at the stables, so I casted invisibility and made way over. I sat down with the intent of logging off, when Kilf asked if I wanted in. I let out a sigh. Sure, I said to Kilf. Unfortunately for Ilith. Orth. Lith? I can never quite tell what's an I and what's an L in this game. I think 5? Phi died because Kilf was distracted with the new pieces of gear he was putting on. I still can't convey how good it is when you can get 6 people together in a group. Pending those people are competent, it's like magic. This group was so overpowered that the tank body bagger insisted that I nuke, rather than slow and heal. By the way, I know I'm supposed to add melees into that rotation. However, I didn't quite realize it yet, despite the comments saying so as early as episode 3. Listen, I never said I was good at the game. When I was born I picked Weeb Degenerate as my starting class, with a -10 to gaming so I could make some half-decent content for the interweb. I excel at memeing, self-deprecating and consuming manga and anime. The only way to get me to game at a competent level, is to threaten me with abstinence and to hold the "I'll introduce you to a top-grade sadist" card. If a woman isn't ready to crack the whip, then I'm just not going to get totally invested. But if she is, then crack that whip baby, I'm yours for the punishing. Safe words are for bitches. I think the fact that I'm single is contributing to the success of this channel, because I wouldn't be nearly as thirsty as I am now. I was only with this group for an hour or so. I pretty much left when Kilf did. Monday, May 9th, Kaz and I log in. I was determined to get shit done no matter what was going on in my life. We managed to get a 5-man group running in stables. It was better than a kick in the nuts. Thankfully I wasn't the only person there who could heal. I don't mind healing. I just hate the fact that Shaman go 21 to 23 levels without a new heal. Kaz tried to get Kilf to join, but he was otherwise engaged. When he joined us before in City of Mist he was level 38, now he was level 46. This ragtag group was great, to be frank. However, when Kaz had to log out, I stayed online. It was worth it however, as we were all turned into good boys by the druid Hagi. By the time I left, I was only a bub and a half away from level 46. I was so close. I was also excited, as this was my last hell level until my 50s, I wanted to get it done and over with. Tuesday, May 10th I logged in, once again without Kaz. I needed to make that final push to 46. I was so close. I didn't want to stop moving, as I was using EQ to forget the fact that I was moving out on Saturday and I still didn't have a place to move into. Again, spoiler, I found a place. Kilf was going to be on later, which made me feel a little less guilty about leaving Kaz behind in the dust. Once again I was in stables, with another ragtag group of adventurers. Let me tell you something. In Everquest the 5 bubbles of experience you need to get is wildly inaccurate. Yes, it does feel like an eternity getting that last bubble, but I swear it's like getting 2 bubbles, especially in a hell level. 50 minutes into the session the group finally filled up, which made it really difficult to get Kilf into the group. To make matters worse, other people were interested in being put on the waiting list. Which was bad as I wasn't the group leader. Waiting lists are fine and all, but I find these groups are usually first come first serve. If someone is there waiting, but you are ahead on the list, they will often go with the person who is there. My progress towards level 46 was further impeded by a wipe. Some asshole decided to train Black Reaver in half of the damn zone on us. Thanks for calling out that train. I managed to make it out thanks to Spirit of the Wolf, but I can't say the same for the rest. I considered calling it right then and there, but I was so close I could taste it. We picked ourselves up and went back to stables. I was half a bubble away from 46. God damn, this bubble truly is rough. People joined, people left. Kilf was noticeably absent when we had a spot to fill in our group. Eventually he logged in and sent me a message, but the group had already filled in the vacancy. Just as it looked like I was going to hit 46, Kilf decided to come to stables. Once I hit level 46, I was going to relinquish my spot to him. Kilf can take my place, about to ding. Soon. Ah, come on.
Laughs in hell level.
This level is being stubborn Kilf. This game has put me in a constant state of blue balls.
Ha ha ha. Must hurt.
Blue balls are never pleasant, literal or metaphorical. Also ding. With that level, I gave kilf my spot and logged off. I felt guilty making the push to level 46 without Kaz. I felt guilty about some of the things I said, but he was rather understanding. I especially felt like a dick when I found out some of the things he was dealing with. It goes to show, you never know what someone else is going through. We were not fighting, but we reconciled and I apologized regardless, because I felt horrible about playing the game without him. Some people are not good at communicating about these things, for one reason or another. I try to be a good person. However, everyone slips up. If this has taught me anything, it's that I need to become better at handling stressful situations. Improving yourself and learning from your mistakes is a natural part of life. Thank you very much for watching. Are you aware that 56% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel? It would mean the world to me if you could help improve that number. So please subscribe and like this video. Also make sure to join my Discord. I became a partner while making this video, and now have memberships available on my channel. Members get videos a week early, and some potential access to member-only content, though no promises right now, as I'm pretty swamped. Thanks for watching, until next time.